I am not always happy, and neither are you, and neither is anyone else on Instagram. The person you look to who is very fit might not be the healthiest person. The person who you look to as being the most successful might not be the happiest person. Today I want to talk to you about ideals and what we've done to them. I'm going to stage this as Enlightenment kind of mechanisms and then pre-Enlightenment mechanisms of ideals. Your Enlightenment mechanisms is elevating humans. So we've done this with Caesar, Alexander the Great, Einstein, more recently Beyonce, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, or whoever the current heavyweight champion is perhaps. But we've elevated humans because, to believe in a man in the clouds, how daft is that? We're too smart for that. We've had science. If we can't prove it, well then, it's just not of this world. Okay. So, what's happened to us since making that turn? Well, we've become a bit more, I think. We've become a little bit, especially now, we have nihilism, we have the younger generations who haven't cut their teeth on any global war. They're losing vitality. They're not having as many kids. And they're not rioting in the streets. They're not giving out about this lack of friendship, because that's the lowest it's been in Western cultures. I'm specifically on about Western cultures here. They're not giving out about not having families, not having children. Again, no riots. They're not giving out about the low wages. They're giving out about that, but they're managing. There's no riots here. There's no how dare ye? That we're being oppressed. That our generation is losing out on so much, and it's because of you, whoever the you is. I recognize the danger in that, but I think we'd all understand if that spirit, if that energy was there. I want a family. I want a partner and I want a kid. As in, there is a certain amount of you go get it needed for that. Anyone that's been familiar with a romantic relationship will understand that there is a certain amount of I want from both sides. If anyone's passive in that, then So there's negative ways to this. There's negative aspects to this, of course. And if we took away what is probably keeping us very passive at the moment, which is entertainment, which is games, which is much higher use of recreational drugs. All of these things, and again, I'm not against any of them, but they're pacifying us at the moment. We'd get just some totally non-verbal energy that would destroy us. So these are the things that are keeping us passive. But we're also not aspiring. We're not dreaming. Because, there's too many humans on the planet. We have all this shame around being human and eating. Why did this animal have to die for me? Why does me living here cost the planet? And that's not going to last forever. Therefore, it would be best if... heavy. This world that we're in, we don't want to ask those questions. We don't want to have that conversation because we're in a really uncomfortable place. Because Christianity had a spark of the divine in each of us. There's a spark of God. So if you were to get rid of a human, then you're getting rid of a bit of God. And that's why it's meant to be a sin. And there's strange elements to this. But okay, let's park that there because that is looking at the bottom. That's looking at the fact that things are falling we're being pacified so that the falling things aren't just breaking forth and demanding and costing so much that I pray that we're able to get through this in a wise way. I really do. So, the topic of today's video is aspiration. Why is that happening? Because we don't dare to aspire. That's going to be my argument today. I'm going to say that we hold up people as ideals. We say, again, Caesar, Einstein, more recently, Beyonce, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson. These are the people. You could not be any fiercer than Mike Tyson. You could not be any more competitive and high functioning than Michael Jordan. You could not be any more graceful and beautiful than Beyonce. And you could not be any more intelligent than Einstein. Roughly speaking, these are the archetypes. These are the symbols we're starting to use. But we don't use them in that way. Because then they're symbols, because we have this very, very constant thing that we do where like, yeah, but they're human. And like, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, there's a downside. There was a cost. They had a very human experience of that life that you're trying to idealize. So like, maybe don't be so naive about your idealism. As in like, Washington had slaves and like, so how can you elevate him up high? And it's just, so we're dragging all of these ideals down and then we're looking up at a North Star. It's like, why should I want a family? Why should I want to be great? Why should I want to make a mark in the world? Why should I want my name to go down in history? Just why? When all of these stars are falling because like, as a child, oh my God, look at that amazing singer, that amazing musician, that amazing sports person, oh my God. And then as an adult, some smart ass in college says like, yeah, but did you know this other thing about them? It's like, oh, yeah, we're all human, aren't we? Bloody hell, there's no escape then, is there? Oh my word. Welcome to the 21st century, my friends. This is where we are. This is the conversation that we do not want to have. And this is why there is no vitality or there's dampening vitality in us. Nietzsche declared this over a century ago. Ages ago, he declared it. God is dead and we have his blood on our hands, and will we be wise enough to pick ourselves back up? Well, we need to fill up our night sky again, don't we? We need to have some stars. We need to have some North Star to guide our way, to say like, I want that. So, we need aspiration, and for aspiration, we need something eternal. Part 1 of the video. There you go. That's part 1. Aspiration towards something eternal. Part 2. How we understand this very complex world. It's really complicated. Life is very complicated. These stars, they're very complicated. Yes, it's hard. We want to simplify it. So the humans that we try and elevate to a simple status, like, couldn't be smarter than Einstein. It's hard because you get into the details. It's hard to have a real relationship with them. If that's really your driving force, that's your North Star. Oh my God, I want to become obsessed. I want to learn so much about him. And then I find out the details behind him. Oof. Yeah. Where beforehand, pre-enlightenment, when there was a man with a grey beard in the clouds, the more you learnt about him, the more perfect he was, the more complex the story was. All of the rest, yes, there was problems, but it was still something divine. I'm going to take it all the way back to ancient Greece because because I believe that's the easiest way that our secular minds can digest this. But we would have said that we take on, we speak to Zeus, we speak to Mars, we speak to these things and we relate to them. And they are primal forces. They are the energy of war. They are the energy of wrath. They are the energy of love. They are the energy of success, of fertility, of land, of water. These are the energies. And the more, if you got obsessed by them, you could get obsessed by them and have them be a North Star, and for them not to simply fall out of the sky like a rock. That's the difference. Purely mechanically. As in, there's a leap of faith for embodying this and living this and doing all of the rest. But mechanically, the mechanisms of, I want to be amazing. Like, just as a child, I saw something and it was, I want to be that. I want to be that. What were they channeling? Who were they aspiring to? And then you get through history and then you get to something divine. Now I just say, I want to be that. Let me read about him. Oh, and who was he? Who was he influenced by? Who did he learn from? Oh, and it never gets perfect. So we can never get caught up by it. We never get that delusion of just being like, yeah, I'm going for it. That leap of faith of just like, I'm human, but I'm going for that. So that is pre-enlightenment, and that is post-enlightenment. That's to do with our aspirations. It also has to do with our way of understanding the world. Because, again, when you had these stories, we'll stick with the Greeks, but you can use any of them, we would currently understand what is happening in Ukraine as maybe Russia getting caught by the spirit of war of Mars, and we'd understand the nuances of that. It wouldn't just be they're a villain, they're absolute Satan, which is the simplification we now have thanks to the previous one, thanks to the Christian, and then us just half using it when we want to, whatever. So they're Satan and the other ones are gods. And it's like, despite the fact that Ukraine was considered one of the most corrupt countries in the world before the war and all the rest, and they had their revolution back in 2012, it was not a place of milk and honey. And I say all of this being an Irishman speaking to you, fully recognizing that we've a low corporate tax band for a very self-serving reason. So not to cast stones, but just to understand that simple way of understanding the world is like half used now. And it's just woeful. Because now everything is either Satan or fully divine. And it's total, like, it's just lost all meaning. So our way of understanding the world is going to get a little bit different. I think we're at such an interesting time in history. Holy crap. Because again, we need Dionysus to be reborn. We need like that dark night of the soul needs to come and pass, where we say like, yeah, geez, heavy, down, dark, whoa. And I don't know if we're at the bottom. I don't think we're in the dark night. I don't know. As I said, I really hope we get through this in a wise way. I really hope that we have this conversation, that we have these types of conversations where we figure out what language is needed to be used so that we can have the battle at the ideas level so that our thoughts can die instead of us, because otherwise it all happens here in reality. And then we will just be the playthings of the bigger waves, the bigger energies at play. So, I have so much more to say. But this is like my 5th time doing this video, and it's already long enough. And I'll see you next week. So, I hope you've had a great week. I hope you're looking forward to the week to come. I hope this topic tantalizes you, it teases you into a space where you say, yeah, I need to paint that night sky again. These falling stars, like, yeah, humans definitely can be an inspiration, but I need to see beyond them. Maybe I need to get caught into like Jung's archetypes. I need to, I don't know, have some sort of relationship with like an ideal future that I allow to be ideal. I have to have some relationship with like the spirit that Einstein was channeling, despite all the human flaws he had as well. And just like, I recognize the flaws, not meaning to be naive about it, but just there's a spirit there. I want to chase that and allow it to carry you. I don't know the mechanism that gets us. I don't know. But just to have that conversation with yourself. I hope you chew on it. I'm chewing on it. And it's taken a long time. So, best we have it now and try and get some ground under our feet while we can. So, I hope you've had a great week. I hope you're looking forward to the week to come. I will see you then. Bye, guys.